Hey, what's up? Wanted to, well, I say I wanted to shoot a video. In many ways, I don't, but in many ways, I just feel like I need to get something off my chest. I've been probably the last few weeks um, getting all up inside my head for sure, which people close to me know that I can get like that. But the one thing about me, like I hate social media, I can't stand it. I find it cringy. I find like I don't do Facebook, I don't do Instagram. I just run ads. Like I just use it for my ads. But personally, like anytime I post something on it, I always instantly think, like, why am I doing that? Just take it down. I've done it for no other reason than to see if I get likes or whatever. It's just bullshit. Likes by people that don't even really care about me and I don't care about them. So it's just pointless. But YouTube, I don't mind a wee bit YouTube. Depends who you're, following and that. But I feel called to talk about certain things. I feel like a calling, and I've tried to suppress it. And I've tried to push it to the back of my mind and try to avoid it because, like as I said, I just don't like doing social media. I find it really cringe. Like maybe it's just because of what I see online. I don't know, but I've done it in the past and always thought this is shit. So, excuse me, but I know a lot of my experience in life can help people, can help men, for sure. A lot of my experiences because, the path that I've been on has been a challenge from the get go, and it's something that I'm so grateful for because now I have my son in my life. I know that path and that challenge has been to make me the dad that I am, and to be able to guide my son in ways that I wasn't guided, and to be the dad that I never had. I used to grow up hating my dad. I used to grow up hating him. Like, always said if I see him I'll do damage, and never put me in a room with him. And whereas now I just have love, from the point of like, had you not been so bad at being a dad, I wouldn't be the man I am today, because it really put me on a path of trying to figure out how do I be a man. Because for all my mum's amazing, and she is, and God man, I love my mum so much. I'm my mummy's boy, but she couldn't teach me how to be a man, and I had no big brothers and just didn't have that father figure in my life, and it put me on this path of like personal growth, personal development, and really trying to piece together like, how do I be a guy? What is being a man, and finding role models and finding people that I was drawn to, and then figuring out why, what's the reason that I'm drawn to this person, and what can I take from them, and start applying in my own life. And yeah, I probably wouldn't have went on this journey had it not been for growing up without a dad. But let me tell you something, there's a lot of men out there struggling because they grew up without a dad. And people don't realise the damage that causes. You can never really know the damage that it causes to a man, mentally and emotionally, unless you've lived it. And I'm telling you firsthand right now that, so many guys that grew up without a father figure in their life, like men, like, dads, they're struggling real bad. Confidence, low self-esteem, afraid to have conflict because they're not used to it, very easily manipulated and intimidated, trying to be too much a nice guy because they really crave that external validation from people. Easily pushed over, they don't set boundaries, and if they do try and set boundaries, they're very quick to let people abuse those boundaries. Suffer from indecision, overthinking, procrastination, You know, the list goes on. I mean, these are all things that I have experienced and still, some of them I do still experience, you know, and yeah, man, it's sad. It's sad because these are good men, but through no fault of their own, you know, growing up and whatever else, they just never had it, never had the guidance. And so now they're struggling real fucking bad. And on many levels, you know, it's almost going to have an impact on their kids. Not because they're bad dads, but because you can't give someone what you've not got. And that's why I just wish so many of these men would just open their eyes and realise, like, it doesn't need to be like this. It doesn't need to be like this anymore. I don't need to be this person anymore. You know, I can do the work on myself so that I stop struggling in the way that I'm struggling. You know, I can get around other men that have been there and that are doing the work and that are changing themselves. You know, I can get myself into the gym, I can get myself into boxing, I can get myself into any kind of combat sport to grow my confidence. I can start speaking my truth and start being more honest. I can start setting boundaries and not feel bad about it and know that I can handle it. Dealing with other people's shit as well as mine. You know, I can start pursuing my goals and my dreams and not have to justify it to anybody. You know, I can speak up for myself. But they need to start getting around other men that are living that and doing it daily. And a lot of these guys, they're just not aware, or they're just not ready to do it. See, for me, past few weeks, it's just the overthinking, the fucking mental chaos, man, around my career. See, that's where I've really struggled, is around like the area of like business and the transitions into confidence and self-esteem, you know. You know, very ambitious, but very guilty, not always taking the actions that I need to take, and if I do, they're inconsistent. Yeah. And I know I'll change it, I know I will break through, but it's caused me so much, like, so much in life. Really underachieved because of it. And at least that's how I feel. Especially financially. I mean, I'm not bothered about being a millionaire, and I'm not bothered even about really going off of social medias, you know, standards. I mean, I'm just not fussed about 20,000, 30,000, 40,000 pound a month and all this chat. You know, I have my income goal, I know what I want to earn to be able to provide and to be able to provide a good life, but I also know that I want to wake up every day with passion and fulfilment about what I do and how I'm earning that money. But my income goal is conservative, really conservative. But even though it's conservative, you know, it's still always been something that I've struggled with. Down to that low self-esteem, not believing in myself, still struggling with nice guy syndrome in many ways, seeking approval, second guessing myself, doubting myself, questioning myself. Yeah, I'm in one of those weeks. But it's fine, like with me, I do the work and I'll overcome it and I'll go again. Like I am very much like fucking eyeball deep in personal growth. So, you know, it's not like I'm aware of this and not doing anything, but I've come to the realisation that I've got a lot to offer people in terms of just experience and understanding where they're at. So as much as I hate doing these videos, as much as I don't want to do them, you know, I know it can help people. Like these men, and I really want to help these men that grew up without a dad in their life and without a male role model, and you know, who are dads and who really want to be the best version of themselves that they can be. And what I would say to them is, step one, you know, you're aware of it, but the next step is, you know, how do we start breaking down some of these barriers now and overcome this nice guy syndrome and start putting ourselves first a bit more and start speaking, you know, our truth a bit more. Because you have every right to speak your truth. And you have every right to want to better yourself. And you have every right to stand up for yourself. And if you disagree with something, you have every right to say that you disagree with that. Don't let anybody tell you different. They'll try and tell you different, but don't let them tell you different. And you have every right, if it's needed, to have conflict. Doesn't mean you put your hands on someone or whatever, but you have every right to stand firm and, set these boundaries and let people know that they can't just push you around and walk all over you. So it starts with that awareness. And then it starts with getting very clear on who you want to be. Who is that person? What are your core values? What do you believe in? How do you want to conduct yourself? How do you want to be for your son? What kind of dad do you want to be for your son? What kind of leader do you want to be? And if some of that means getting a bit uncomfortable and going to some dark places you don't want to go to, do it. I do it daily. People will always, the New Age movement, don't focus on any negative. Don't even pay it any attention. Well, if it's there, it's there. And it needs to be overcome. So face it. If you know you're scared, face it. Admit it. Look yourself in the mirror and say, I'm scared, Showing up scared. What kind of example is that to my son or my daughter? But I talk about, sons a lot because I've got a son, and I don't want my son to grow up to be scared and intimidated and pushed over and walked over and manipulated. That ain't happening. No way. So have these honest conversations with yourself. Do what you need to do. Stop apologising. Stop apologising for putting yourself first. Stop apologising for wanting to look after yourself. And be a better man. And be a good man. But you have to get very honest about where you are, and you have to start identifying these barriers. I'm rambling a wee bit, I know I am, but you know what, it's actually helping me. So, yeah, I'm probably going to do more of these videos. I don't want to do them. They're cringy. I don't like anything about them, but I'm just seeing, myself included, guys just struggle because we never had that father figure. And if I can help by working on myself every day and becoming who I want to become, then, passing it on to someone else, then so be it. I need to do these cringy videos and whatever else, and I'm going to do them.